Okay, it's Friday, September 19. Just an update on our project here. I got all the water lines buried, at least enough so that they won't freeze. Contractor moved on to bigger and better things, so what's left is up to Faye and I. Sidewalk was finished that, I guess, a week or two ago. I didn't think of it when I poured the foundation, otherwise would have formed for this too. But anyway, our contractor had a little cement mixture and stuff, came out really nice. Neighbor in Auburn gave us this bird of paradise tree, so I've been waiting for it to bloom, but that vine down below has really been cranking out the blooms. This is a citronella, or I was supposed to be, I don't know if it does or not. So just yesterday I started cleaning up some of the scrap around here. Took some metal back in the woods there. I don't think you can see it from here. We weren't able to get electricity, or at least not at a reasonable amount of effort and expense. So fortunately, in the last couple of years, technology has gotten so that solar panels, solar system is affordable. So we put this and everything's totally off grid. There are each one of their 2 panels on each rack here. They are 560 watts a piece. So I think I've got about between 6 and 7 kilowatts here when, you know, it's full sun. There's still the suns you see over there, so not really getting full output yet, but it is charging, and it just, so far it's worked out a whole lot better than I thought. Even on a cloudy day, running the air conditioner all day, it still stays on top, still keeps the batteries charged. So we'll see what happens this winter. It's just a cabin, so, you know, if we have to go home, if we can't keep it warm, so what? You know, it won't be a big deal. So this is where the garden was going to go. Started kind of burning here and clearing out toad. We installed the pump and ran the lines, everything ourselves, the pressure tank, so I'll have a video with more detail on that. Here's the mini split. It's a 2-ton unit. Got it from Lowe's, from Home Depot. It is a ductless air, so it's about $1,200 for that thing. And it's just, I was afraid with all these windows and stuff, it was going to be impossible to keep it cool in there, but it stays on top of it. We got these windows from the 507 Winder surplus place. They wanted a lot of windows. We saved about $1,000 going with the tan. They wanted white, but I told her, you know, same color as her husband, for $1,000 saving, she can live with it. So. Switch that thing to wide angle. Okay, so here the building's 20 by 30. There's a loft up there, bedrooms upstairs. We paneled the inside with metal. This is the same pattern, it's just white, and it's not as heavy a gauge as I used outside. Allen's Factory Outlet out of Blue Ray, Virginia put this up. Crew of Mexican guys showed up and they were just fantastic. They had the thing up, I think, in a couple days and just have had no problem, no complaints with them at all. Very happy. There's no drywall anywhere in the place. This red was scrap left over from the outside of the building. So I just used that up. I thought it was a nice accent. We got these cabinets from Gainesville Building Surplus. Again, people really good to deal with. They're, you know, no furniture board. It's either plywood or you know, solid boards. They stained those. We didn't paint anything. Everything is stained. I think God has a special hell for people who, you know, paint over wood grain. So everything just kind of stained it. This was I think it was a Ponderosa pine deck stain that we got from Home Depot. And did we thin this, Andy, or just use it the way? Just used it the way it was. Okay. And we stained the window sills and frames white. So again, it just, you know, kind of gives it a finished look. It doesn't have the hunting lodge feel to it, but, you know, still has the natural grain. Wasn't concerned at all really about hiding plumbing and stuff. You can look up there and see, you know, there's the shower drain going upstairs, and, you know, I just think we saved a lot of money, you know, trying to close all that stuff. Plus, if we ever need to fix it, and I need to get the plumbing inspected yet, so, or at least the plumber to come by and sign off on it, so everything's exposed here. We used PEX A. In here, I mean, look at the, you know, under here you can see there's no shut-off valves for anything. It's all right here. And if in an emergency, I can kill the electric to the pump or just go, I have a hot and a cold valve there. Our contractor built this tub. This is not drywall, this is PVC. Got it used, the contractor had it and sold it to me at, I think, a sweetheart deal. We have 2 bathrooms. I didn't want to put this here, but Faye's afraid it'll get too decrepit to go up and down the stairs at some point. So anyway, it's just a couple's cabin that wasn't designed with privacy in mind. So no walls or anything. That saved a lot of money. We put down, this is LVP, luxury vinyl plank. And here's the hot water heater. There's like a little room air conditioner in here. So it takes the heat out of the room, and you turn this on, it blows cold air out here. So in the winter, in the summertime, you get free air conditioning. Takes the load off of the mini split. So, you know, it sucks it in here and blows it out here. This winter, I'll have to duct it outside. But it's really a big energy saving deal. I want to get one for home. This pulls about 1.5 amps as opposed to 20 amps. And it does have the conventional heaters and things on it too. So if I install it at home, it's probably not going to duct it outside. I'll just, you know, use the normal heating elements in the winter time. But in the summertime, it's just, you know, so hard to get in there, and you know, I replaced the sacrificial anode in there, so it'll probably last a long time. But anyway, just if you need to replace a hot water heater, that's the way to go. I got it from the same place I got the windows from. By the way, they sold me the refrigerator, the microwave. Oh, we're in the kitchen here. Let me show you something else that's slick. I didn't want to throw this piece of wood away, and Faye didn't want it sticking out, so Scott, the contractor, came up with that idea. Then we did the same thing over here. So I gotta get washers to put up there to put the chain on. I had to sand that that's hit that with another coat of polyurethane. It was really rough and you almost cut yourself on it. Okay, so we designed it. I like plants. We probably have maybe 20% of the plants we'll be bringing. I want to have a rain chain coming down the corner there. Yeah, there. And I want to put a pole with a lamp with a plant in the other corner over here, just kind of going from the floor up. So it'll be very green. I bought this and grew it for a year. So. That seems really happy there. See, we have a spider infestation. And there are more up there. Oh, a magnet came off of this thing, that's what happened. Okay, so the whole thing was spray foam insulated. Scott Yeoman, I can't remember, Green something or another, did this. Good price. It just, it's only about an hour 13, 12 or 13, 14 he said, but just everything is so tight, there's no air leakage, and he said it's really not, you think R13 doesn't sound like that much, and it's not, but he said they really need a different rating system for spray foam. Just been very happy with that. Okay, so here's the upstairs shower. We have 2 shower heads and 2 controls. Toilet and sink is in here. We got the same PVC on the walls there. Well, I figure somebody to finish those cracks out a little better, but it's okay. And also want to put a plug in for this. It's an Amico fan I got off of Amazon. It was about $150. It's a 7-foot fan. I was going to put a big ass fan. That's an actual brand name of a commercial fan, but they're literally like thousands of dollars. So this thing is like 50 watts. The trouble we had is with the mini split, between the 2 levels, it was cold downstairs and warm up here. A friend that's had more experience with mini splits than I have thought I'd have to put a second unit up here, but I'm trying to avoid that. So even with this fan set on low, it just keeps upstairs and downstairs almost the same temperature. This light dims down to, for nights, night light or romantic light. It's really nice for that. So we're done with the scaffolding. We'll be getting that up here. We're sort of in the cleanup stage right now. You saw a bunch of stuff out the back of the car I'm taking home. And then this plant is from Foxglove Plant Bar in Athens. Vaughn there's real good to deal with. There's other stuff around here of hers too. So just if you're ever in Athens, stop by Foxglove Plant Bar. Even if you're not into plants, the place is, almost, it's like a museum. It's well worth your time to stop in there. And they have coffee and I think some booze and stuff. But anyway, it's a real nice place. So this is place up here to sit. We have a red, kind of like a day bed that we can put out here. I'm going to put another one of those 7-foot fans right here eventually. We got this decking, plastic decking from the Southern Surplus in Athens. Okay, they had some, and then this, I think I actually got it at Home Depot. So, you know, should be little or no maintenance here. More spiders. And we have bats too, so. This railing is gonna all be gray like the steps, like it is going up the steps. That is outdoor, that's outdoor decking, plastic decking that we used in the steps, so never wear out, no maintenance on it. So I guess that's about it. Thanks for watching, and we'll do another video when we get cleaned up, and I'll go back. I have footage of just about every step of building this place, so I want to put up videos on how, you know, just the various stages of this, and, you know, putting in the pump, plumbing it, finishing the inside. We ran, there's spray foam behind the metal, then took and ran 2x4s, you know, across this way. So the wiring runs between the foam and the 2x4s, and then we just screwed this into the 2x4s. So it's the metal, I'm really happy with the way it looks. You know, with the ridge, it makes it look really tall. It just came out way better than I thought. And of course, the ceiling is supposed to resemble sky. It was just, you know, too much work to try to finish that up and cover it. And the spray foam guy said you shouldn't really leave that exposed because of fumes coming off, but he said painting would be fine. So I did this, and then a guy that up the road here has a big warehouse that he's selling agricultural corn and stuff like that out of. And he saw a picture of this that my contractor showed him, so he did his the same, although I think his is actually a little bit better blue than this one. So we got the bed in, I guess, about 2 weeks ago. We've been sleeping on the floor as we come here to work. So now we have a bed. And, these mirrors came from Walmart. They're like $7 a piece. Nice thing about the metal, these are magnets that just stick on there for the shelf, and I've got magnets to hold the plants up and everything. And so just experimenting with alternative construction techniques, and it's worked out well for the most part. The only thing I might do different, I saw a video where someone in the kitchen for the corner, those corner cabinets were expensive, and you know, the stuff that say falls off the lazy Susan and so forth. So they just put a little walk-in closet for the corner. So if I were to do it over again, I might do that. But so far, there's been no big mistakes or anything. So it's God has really been with us and blessed us on this project. Scott, our contractor, was just a real godsend. So thanks for watching.